This is the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Jamie Meloni.
Hi again, everybody. Happy Monday and welcome once again to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. If you're finding me on the air for the first time, I invite you to please tune in every Mondays at noon as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Got another great show planned for you today. In a little bit, we're going to be talking with Aakash Patel. He's the president and founder of Elevate Inc., all about how to set yourself apart in the Tampa Bay region with expert networking and marketing skills. And also in the second half of the show, we're going to be talking with architect Oscar Benavides, CEO of Invision Design and Development. His company has recently launched a new remodeling package where they upgrade a typical house from a mid-century to a modern contemporary residence. So definitely want to tune into that. If you got a home that you're looking to update, you may want to be reaching out to Oscar Benavides. So you definitely want to see what he has to say here on the second part of the show. In studio, as always, got the lovely Stella Giudicelli with me today. Stella, how was the weekend?
It was excellent, thank you. I had the opportunity to swing by Anna Maria Island, Sarasota, so a little bit of a change of scene for me.
Yeah, it's unusual that you were actually enjoying the region versus sitting inside the office. I was in the office this weekend, didn't see you there. I thought that was kind of unusual. So everything all right?
Everything is good.
So I had an interesting weekend. I just changed my phone from BlackBerry to the new Samsung Galaxy.
Okay.
I've been a BlackBerry user for 7, 8 years now. I'm kind of sad to see it go, but it's unfortunate. BlackBerry's just not keeping up with the times, and none of the apps out there were working. And so I spent half of my Saturday learning how to use this new phone. So that was how I spent the majority of my weekend, and then Sunday I was in the office working as usual. So any plans for the week?
Well, working as usual, but I just want to mention that I got a new phone myself, the HTC, I love the design. It's very sleek. It's I think it's called the rose gold, the color, and I just love it. I used to have an iPhone, and I just find it so much easier to use and very user friendly. Right now wouldn't go back to the iPhone. I'm a huge fan of HTC. So
very interesting. Well, great minds think alike. We both picked up new phones this weekend, and a little bit of a sad moment for me as I tried to stay loyal to BlackBerry for as long as I could, but unfortunately BlackBerry has taken probably one of the largest falls from grace that I've ever seen in the business world. They once controlled the cell phone market in the late 90s and early 2000s, and then they just let Apple and these other phones take over the market, and now they kind of are the dinosaur of the industry. So it's unfortunate. I stayed with them as long as I could. So anyways, I want to go ahead and go to Bill Lavender. He is with Bill Lavender Credit Solutions. He's an expert contributor to the show. And Bill Lavender has over 30 years of experience in the financial and credit businesses and started credit restoration services 15 years ago. Bill's program includes analyzing your credit report, creating a master plan for getting you where you need to be, helping you with debt settlement, and writing letters to collection agencies, and ongoing personal help and support throughout the process. Bill is highly recommended by leading banks, mortgage companies, realtors, and home builders. Bill, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you doing, Jamie? Great to be with you today on this Monday. And listen, I just switched from BlackBerry about 3 weeks ago, and it was a sad day. Almost
it is.
A funeral.
It really is. I mean, it's about back in the day, BlackBerry was the leader, but no more.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad to be here. I came across an interesting article that you might be interested in, and all the listeners out there. A recent survey indicated that more people would be embarrassed to admit their credit scores than their weight by 3 to 1.
It is one of those things that people are kind of, hesitant to discuss. I mean, we all have our credit issues, including myself from time to time, and it's something that's very important in our lives and something that you got to take seriously.
Well, that's true, and if you make the comparison to weight, and I'm certainly not one to talk about my weight, but crash diets don't work, and they're unhealthy. The same thing with credit score. Credit scores, you can't do anything overnight to fix the credit. It's an ongoing process, and seeing any kind of improvement will take about 30 to 60 days minimal, and then on from there. But nothing changes if people just sit there on the couch eating the Cheetos and charging items on the home shopping network and so forth. So we got to change our habit. We got to get ourselves educated, and that's part of what I do. Is I try to educate my clients because we have clients, all over the waterfront. We have clients that really have bad credit. We have clients who have mediocre credit, and some are very surprised to know what their credit really is. So,
yeah, and I think it's an important point to make that, just because even if you have average to good credit, I mean, a credit restoration service could, benefit you greatly, take you up to from the 700s to the upper 700s even, and save you tons of money.
I tell people I'm like a combination of a good family doctor and a fitness instructor. You literally want to get a credit checkup every year minimum, and then you want to work on those areas that need improvement. Regardless of where you are, you should always strive to be better. And banks today, let me tell you, are really giving perks again now that everything is coming along really good on the economy. They're starting to give perks and discounts and all kind of things to people who really have excellent credit. I've gotten a lot of people recently who've come to me and said, listen, can you get me up from like a 680 to about a 750 because my bank says they can really do some great stuff for me. And yes, the answer is yes, we can.
Bill, this is Stella speaking. How long would that take for someone to go from 650 to...
Well, it depends. Everything depends on what you have now. For example, a rule of thumb that I use is if you really want to be in the middle 700s, you've got to have 3 to 5 credit cards that have been in place for over a year, have low balances, paid on time, but you also have to have a mixture of credit. You're going to have an installment loan like a car loan, and usually to get into the 750, some type of real estate mortgage, something of that nature. So you got to have a good mix of credit, payments on time, and tune into those balances. Give you an idea, one of the things that hits more affluent people with above average incomes is that they don't pay attention to the ratios on their credit cards. You need those ratios to be about 20%, meaning that you divide the balance by the credit limit, and it should be 20% or less. If it's more, it's going to knock your scores down. I've seen people with 5 or 6 credit cards that their scores were in the high 500s simply because all of their credit cards had high balances.
And one thing I noticed in the past is if you just call your credit card company and ask them to increase your limit, that's obviously going to affect or help your ratios.
Yeah,
and something as simple as just putting in a phone call.
Jack your balance up.
Yeah, so something as simple as just putting in a call to your credit card companies and ask them to extend your balance, given that you don't spend it once they increase it, could benefit you as well. And so many things are tied to credit scores, from obviously the house buying, which is a big component of what I do in everyday life here, to the utility deposits you pay when you're looking to open up a power or water account too.
Yeah, and watch this: 30% roughly of your automobile insurance premium is based on your credit scores. So I've had people call me up after I've helped their scores go a little higher and say, hey, you saved me $50 or $60 a month, and I didn't even know I was going to get the savings.
Yeah.
So, everything depends on it anymore. Employers, especially corporate employers, are screening. I had a lady, I won't mention the name of the bank because that's not important. All the banks are doing it. I had a lady who graduated from college with a degree in banking, and she was not hired because she had a little lower credit score than what they wanted. And banks are being told that those scores translate into honesty, which is, in my opinion, a lot of baloney. But that's how they view it.
Right. Well, Bill, a lot of great information, and again, thank you for chiming in here with an update on the credit market. Bill comes with 30 years of experience and 15 years in just the Tampa Bay region, and you can find him over at creditdrbill.com. Bill, thank you very much for chiming in this morning.
Well, I appreciate it. Give us a call at 813-655-9451 or creditdrbill.com.
Thanks, Bill. And if you didn't get his information, you can find him over at my website, tampabayradio.com. He's on the expert contributor list, and you can always reach out to me at my contact form or shoot me an email, Jamie at tampabayreo.com. That's my email address, which is Jamie at tampabayreo.com, and I'm happy to put you in touch with him. If you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins, WHNZ. Coming back from the break, we're going to be talking with my first guest, Aakash Patel of Elevate Inc., and all about how you can grow your business here in the Tampa Bay region.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Thinking about buying a home? Find out how the HUD Home Store can help you. Visit HUDHomestore.com. Look at HUD homes available for sale near you or nationwide. Why HUD Home Store? HUD will pay up to 3% of the buyer's closing cost. The price of the home is based on an FHA as-is appraisal, which is already completed, saving you an average of $400. And there is an owner-occupant priority bidding period during the first 30 days. Want to know more? Visit HUDHomestore.com.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 1179063. You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody. Thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. You can find my show on every Mondays at noon. I invite you to please tune in as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Off air, you can find me at my website, tampabayradio.com, and also all the potential home sellers out here in the Tampa Bay market considering possibly selling their home. Text the word value for a free home valuation to my cell phone. That's 813-760-8516. Again, text the word value to my cell phone, 813-760-8516, and I'll shoot you over a free home valuation. And you might be surprised what your home's worth, especially if you've bought in here in the last couple of years. If we've seen values come up in the Tampa Bay region upwards of 20% in some of the newer communities, especially New Tampa and Southeast Hillsborough County, where all the newer homes are. I want to go ahead and bring on my first guest, Aakash Patel. He is with Elevate Inc. and has a diverse work background in journalism, business development, and public relations. In 2012, Patel started this firm, Elevate Inc., which is a Florida-based strategic business consulting firm providing public and community relations, target networking, and social media. Prior to that, he worked as an editorial assistant at the Tampa Bay Times Tallahassee Bureau, served as public relations director for the Westin Tampa Bay Hotel and Aqua, and was the founding director of business development for Chamber.com. Aakash, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jamie.
So, Aakash, tell myself and the audience more about your background.
Well, first of all, I'm a Windows user, so I was a BlackBerry fan, and I went to the Windows, so I can feel your pain. I moved to Tampa the second time around 9 years ago, and just got involved in the community right away. And as you felt, and as a lot of our listeners have felt, a lot of pain during the economic downturn, the recession. The first thing that businesses cut is marketing. And so I was in a marketing position and kind of had to reinvent and retool my career path. And I went to a lot of my mentors, and that's what my advice that I have to give a shout out to my team who's in the studio with me. I have a lot of young professionals that work with us at Elevate, and I found my mentors, and I kind of put them in a room, and I said, what do I do next? And my background was always in media and public relations, and so I loved connecting people. That was my passion, and so Elevate Inc. was founded on that passion of helping business individuals learn, connect, and grow in the Tampa Bay region.
And you got your start. I mean, you had an interesting story that you told me about being a student body president back at Stickles High, and it kind of got you to where you are today. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I moved here. I literally moved here the first day of high school. I didn't know anybody because I grew up in New Jersey and went to high school, and I had a tray of food, and I remember not having anyone to sit with. It's like any high school freshman's worst nightmare. And what happened was I met the student body president, and he said, why don't you apply or to run for class president? And I said, well, I don't know anybody, but I'll take the application. And, luck of fate, of course, Florida is the home of hurricanes and tropical storms. We had a tropical storm in '98, Tropical Storm George, and it canceled school. And I didn't even know what to do when you have no school for a hurricane. Going from New Jersey, we didn't have that kind of days off. And so they had extended the deadline. Well, I ended up deciding to run for class treasurer, and no one ran against me. So that was kind of my start into the public service sector, because I ended up becoming student body vice president and continued on at Florida State, where I was student senator, and now very involved in our community here. And your family runs the Westin Hotel, correct? So you were in that before you did Elevate Inc. Why did you not stay with the family business? Yeah, my dad's a part owner of the Westin Hotel there in Rocky Point, and to tell you the truth, hospitality is a great industry, but my passion was more helping individuals and businesses grow. And hospitality was more you stayed in place, and it's always what they call heads in beds in the industry. Got to make sure your room nights are sold out and people are eating at your restaurant. And I had a great experience of working with a startup. I mean, we really started the hotel in 2009, and I worked there until 2011. And I launched Elevating publicly in 2012. And almost 3 years later, we've had 38 clients and 6 employees deep. Very nice. Now, your company's success hinges on the power of networking, and interestingly enough, a chance encounter with somebody on a plane trip led you to your current career path. Tell us a little bit about that. Yeah, one of my first pieces of advice for anyone in any profession is carry business cards. And a lot of people travel these days and they forget business cards. And I carry extra business cards. And I tell people, carry them in your shoes, carry them in your gym bags. You never know when you're going to meet somebody. And my experience was I was flying from Tallahassee to Philadelphia and met a gentleman who's a Florida State alumni. That's where I graduated from. We're champions, by the way. Mm-hmm. And decided to say, hey, well, look, I don't know if it was just a small conversation, but at the end when we were at baggage claim, I said, look, I don't know if you're ever going to be back in the Tallahassee area, but here's my card. Well, sure enough, the gentleman was back in the Tallahassee area, asked to have a cup of coffee, and I ended up getting hired by his firm to come to Tampa. So my first job didn't come from my resume or didn't come from my references or my GPA. It came from my relationship of I met individually networking. And so I really encourage anyone who's starting or even in their career path, they always should be networking at all times. Yeah, it's a very important point. I can remember when I started in real estate, reading a book on how to become a real estate professional, what I needed to do. And interestingly enough, the opening line in the book was, if you don't carry business cards with you, you're officially out of the real estate business. And I think that's very true in the business as well as any business as well. And so tell me a little bit more about your community involvement. You're involved with a lot of the different things around the Tampa Bay region, the Greater Tampa Chamber of Commerce, FBI's Citizens Academy. Tell me a little bit about this stuff. Yeah, so when you join a community and you know that it's just going to be your home, I know Stella was saying earlier, I love Tampa. All my employees, we always believe Tampa has swagger, and that's our hashtag we use on social media. So with that means every day is a unique day, and every part of our city is unique. And there are leadership programs that I really recommend to our listeners out there. One is called simply Leadership Tampa Bay. And it's where you can see the region. And their website is leadershiptampabay.com. And there's another one called Leadership Tampa. And there's a last one called Tampa Connection. I've done all three, and I recommend it for young professionals, not only young professionals, but business executives who, it's a very fun concept to most executives. You have to take a day off work, and you have to network with other individuals of different backgrounds, but you get to know each other. And as you know, life is like high school. People do business with people they like. And these kind of organizations and involvement, that's how I have gotten to know different parts of our community. So within that, I've done a lot in the law enforcement sector. The FBI here, I don't know if you know, but we have FBI regional headquarters here. They have a Citizens Academy where you take classes for 9 weeks to learn about what our FBI citizens do. The Tampa Police, the City of Tampa Police Citizens Academy, I did that, and my team members think I'm crazy because I got tased and put it on YouTube for social media purposes. So you actually took the taser shot and everything. How did that feel? It hurt. I'm sure it hurt, but I mean, how long did it keep you down? I'm always interested. 5 seconds, but then once they pull it out, you pull the taser out, you're fine. You don't feel like anything. Interesting. I've always seen some people do that, and I was like, I would never do that. So there were 2 city councilmen in my class. They did it, and I give the police department and law enforcement today a lot of credit, because without them, they provide our safety, and they've really kept us safe during all the events that we've had here in the community. And then I'm also an Indian American, so I'm very involved in the Indian Chamber of Commerce. And our biggest success this year was the Indian Oscars, the Bollywood Oscars that hit Tampa. So I'm very involved in bringing cool events like that to Tampa. I was on that host committee, and that was a $26 million impact to our city. People spend a lot of money in hotels. They spend a lot of money in restaurants. And that's how you know really our city and our community is growing as a region, when people from outside of your space, right? Outside of Orlando, outside of Tallahassee, I'm talking people from Dallas, people from Atlanta, people from LA are coming here, and they want to stay here because Tampa has swagger.
Yeah, and Tampa is a great community. And on my last show, we were talking about how Miami is. I had a guy from $1 Million Listing on the Miami show on, and we're talking about the development that's going on in Miami and where's the development in Tampa. Tampa is such a great region, and some I like to talk about and promote on my show, and bringing this development to Tampa as well. Do you have any input on this and why Tampa is just kind of not at the level that Miami is?
I think downtown Tampa is our biggest involvement. If you look when Mayor Buckland got elected in 2011, that was his vision. And tomorrow there's a ribbon cutting at Waterworks Park, which if you don't have a chance to visit what his vision is, where Ukulele Restaurant, which opens later this week, I suggest you go do it. But if you notice, there are 2 hotels that opened up in the last month. There's 5 residential towers that are opening up in the next year. The 2 hotels, by the way, one was a federal courthouse that the city leased for $1 a year. And you talk about real estate, you talk about different ways to set yourself apart as a community. The city gave a 99-year lease to this private developer. It's now a Le Méridien hotel, and then where my young professionals in my community, we hang out at the Aloft Hotel right there in downtown because it's hip, it's young, it's vibrant, and we want to live in that city. And Miami's there. You're right, they're a little ahead of us, but at the same time, they've had a lot of years of different legislative support. Now we're finally getting it, where we had the Speaker of the House from our area. We're gonna have the Speaker of the House again from our area. So I'm very excited for what the future holds in our community.
Yeah, and also we just had the settlement over the channel side issue finally get resolved. So Jeff Finnick, Tampa Bay Lightning's owner, is going to has control of that development, and hopefully will bring about a great new development and bring some new life to that area and stuff. Very excited to see what the downtown area holds. Coming up here soon. And also, if you're out there in the community and you're a developer, I'm happy to, bring you on the show and promote you on the air here and everything. Tampa Bay development, something very near and dear to my heart and something that I'm looking to grow and promote here on this show. So if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And again, we've been talking with Aakash Patel. He is with Elevate Inc. in the Tampa Bay region. So Aakash, tell me a little bit more about what Elevate does specifically for clients.
So we set up a 6-month program. We call it the Learn and Connect and Grow program. We take for the first 2 months and we take our clients and we kind of show them the community involvement that will help them grow their business. Because that's what everyone business owner you do. I know that all your guests and listeners, they want to know what the ROI is. The second piece of it, there are certain individuals and certain organizations in this town that we call COI, Circles of Influence. We make sure we connect you with those COIs physically. So the third party credibility we add is right there and evident. And the last part is growing your brand. So that's the public relations aspect of it. Putting yourself in a press release, putting yourself in the media, booking an interview for a radio show like this, and really being the spokesperson for your company. Because my take is there's nothing wrong with bragging, and I believe that everyone should be bragging. And that's why social media, you and I chatted about Twitter and Facebook earlier. We love following folks on Twitter because it's a way for creeping in your business, but not creeping in too much so we know what you're doing. But at least if you're bragging about something, we can share it with our viewers and our listeners. And so the last part of it is growing your social media brand and your public relations brand. So as I mentioned, I have 6 great team members. We got Ashley, Lauren, and Tyler here in the studio, and we have 38 clients in the last 2 years, and we're always looking for more. My office number is 813-364-4769, and I'm on Twitter at Patel Times.
All right, some great information, and we'll be talking a little bit more with Aakash here coming back from the break. But if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Coming back from the break, we're going to get an update from Bud Spriggs with Movement Mortgage on the mortgage market. So a lot of great information from Bud Spriggs, who is a regular contributor here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. And again, you'll find this show on every Mondays at noon, so I invite you to please tune in as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Back in a moment.
This is an important notice for those of you within 10 years of retirement or currently retired. You can't afford another market downturn. To learn how to grow your retirement savings every year without risk, call Raymond Marks Financial at 800-715-4755. If you could have a safe alternative that will grow every year by at least 7% with absolutely no risk of loss, would you sleep better at night? Take time out of your day to learn about this safe and protected opportunity. Call Raymond Marks right now, 800-715-4755.
It's tough enough to get a good night's sleep, but it's impossible when you got bed bugs. Goodbye, bed bugs. For 20 years, Earth's best natural pest management has been knocking down termites, bed bugs, and other pests the natural way. So celebrate their 20 years in business. Earthbest is offering a 20% discount to anyone that calls within the next 20 minutes. Call 800-634-1313 and ask for the famous bedbug free service. That's 800-634-1313.
In these hard economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you have a car, truck, or SUV, you could stop paying for all covered repairs. That's right. You might not have to pay a penny more than you want for repairs. Just call 1-800-590-6490 right now to see if you qualify. Repairs for your engine, transmission, and much more can become a thing of the past if your vehicle has less than 130,000 miles. Just call 800-590-6490 today and get your car protected, saving you hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Phone lines are open right now. See if your vehicle qualifies. Just call 1-800-590-6490 to get your car protected today. Call 800-590-6490. That's 1-800-590-6490. Never pay for covered car repairs again. Just call 800-590-6490. That's 800-590-6490.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, the interstate's in pretty good shape at the time. No problems for you along 275 throughout Pinellas or Hillsborough counties. The Veterans and the Selman Expressways both checking in delay-free. Watch out for a reported wreck in the Brandon area along eastbound State Road 60, a little east of Lithia Pinecrest. Some minor delays through this area. If you see a problem on the roadways, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
1250 winds, Weather Center forecast. Highs today getting in the upper 80s, some low 90s. We'll see that cloud cover for the most part for the afternoon. Little peaks of sunshine here and there. A bit more sunshine to the south as well. The shower storm activity mainly north of Tampa Bay waters. Could see a few showers through southern portions of Pinellas and Hillsborough, otherwise north of there as well. They'll pop up throughout the rest of the afternoon. Rain chance at 50%. Chance for an evening shower or storm, and lows in the upper 70s. The rest of the week, about 30-40% chance each day for scattered showers and storms, low 90s, and overnight lows remaining in the upper 70s. Wall Street, markets down, rather up. Dow is up 54, NASDAQ gaining 38, S&P Index positive 10, down to 16,608. 1250 wins, WHNZ.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody. Thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And again, you can find my show on every Mondays at noon, so I invite you to please tune in as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. If you're just tuning in, we're talking with Aakash Patel, president and founder of Elevate Inc., all about how to set yourself apart here in the Tampa Bay region with expert social networking and marketing skills. And we'll be talking a little bit more with him here in just a moment. I want to go ahead and bring on Bud Spriggs, though. He's with Movement Mortgage. He's a regular contributor to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. And Bud, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, doing great. So what do you got for us for an update for the mortgage markets this week?
Well, you know, I was tuning in while I was driving back from a closing and heard that other fellow talk about, credit repair, and he brought up something that reminded me of something I saw in the paper over the weekend, where the FICO scores and the way they come about determining what your FICO scores are going to now lessen the bite that medical collections are taking on somebody's credit score. And what that means is, my underwriter might look at somebody that pays every bill on time, every car payment, every credit card, and might just not even pay attention to the medical collections, but the medical collections themselves can actually, determine where your FICO score is landing. And it just so happens I'm dealing with somebody right now, actually somebody from your office, and this gal has beautiful credit, but she had a situation probably a couple years ago where she had some medical problems, didn't have good coverage, and she's got medical collections. And these collectors actually go in and put little dings on her credit every month, and they've, as far as I'm concerned, have artificially kept her scores down. Now, I'm trying to find a way around that by actually getting a manual underwrite done. But this is the exact type of customer that could be helped by this new way of calculating credit scores by taking the emphasis off of those medical collections. I think it's a good thing.
That's interesting. I had not heard that, so that's definitely some welcome news to me in the real estate business. Always looking to get clients approved for mortgages, and we have so many challenges with borrowers and credit issues and stuff.
Yep.
Any new updates on the HUD appraisal issue that we're talking about on past shows?
Well, that's funny you mentioned that. Is that as I was hanging on, I heard the HUD advertisement, and it said that told about the reasons to go in and shop the HUD home store, and they still mention on there that when you buy a HUD home, you have a appraisal that's already been approved and done and provided by HUD. And I have had no updates that they're going to back off that we're still kind of in that limbo of how's this going to work, what's going to happen when you buy a HUD home.
Yeah, and I'm a HUD local listing broker to the people that are listening to me here on the air, and that's one of my commercials that I had produced early on, and I need to kind of update that based on this new appraisal guideline where they are not supplying the appraisal, but there's been no formal guidance on this yet from HUD. So if you're a buyer in the market here and you're looking to purchase a property from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD, before there was already an appraisal done on these properties, and they were supplied to you and your loan officer at the contract execution. As of last month, they're no longer providing them, but yet they're not giving us formal guidance on if this is a policy that's meant to stay or what the process is going to be. And you don't have any new information either, correct?
None at all. I don't think they thought it through.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're having a lot of issues with it with selling agents and a lot of loan officers that are coming to us asking us these questions because there is an appraisal that is done. It's somewhere in the file and it has a case number. And so when you do a new appraisal, does that case number conflict with the existing appraisal on file? I don't know. I
understand they're going to issue a new case number. Again, it makes no sense because that case number is usually also tied to the property.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's where a lot of the confusion is coming in. So
anyway, that's another reason if you're buying a HUD home to go with somebody that's done HUD homes, because the financing, closing costs, just the way you structure the whole deal is completely different. So since we're in a little bit of muddy waters, go with somebody that at least has a good understanding of buying a HUD home.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bud Spriggs here with Movement Mortgage, an expert contributor to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Real quick, Bud, how can my listeners get in touch with you off the air?
They can reach me 727-798-3888 or just go to budspriggs.com and apply online. I'll get back with you either way.
Sounds good. Bud, thank you very much for being a contributor to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. We'll talk soon.
Okay, man.
I want to go ahead and go back to my first guest, Aakash Patel. He is, again, with Elevate Inc., and we were talking with him in the first half of the show here all about how to set yourself apart with, networking and marketing here in the Tampa Bay region. And he's been running this company since 2012, and now it's about 38 clients and a staff of 6 people. So he's growing his company very well. Aakash, you recently became chairman of the Early Learning Coalition of Hillsborough County. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie, for having me again. The Early Learning Coalition of Hillsborough County is something that I came across just when I was just researching education. Early learning childhood development is very, very prominent in this state, and as you know, the Early Learning Coalition takes care of the voluntary pre-kindergarten program and school readiness program for Hillsborough County. And I applied to be involved as a member of the board. It's a gubernatorial appointment, and when I met with Governor Scott's folks and I met with the governor, he asked me to chair the board. So I currently chair the board of what is a $75 million budget, which takes care of all the children in need in the school district for Hillsborough County, and we are currently the third largest in the state for this program. And it's an endeavor that I tell anyone who wants to get involved. The governor's office and the mayor's office and the county commissioner's office have a lot of civic boards, and it's for anyone in any business. And it's just a way for you as an individual to bring private sector experience into a state agency. And so I was appointed on June 23rd, and I've been on the board since.
You have some great contacts, and this is something that you use in your business to help set these entrepreneurs apart. I mean, you've got contacts, at the different government levels and stuff. So you use these contacts to help other businesses, correct, too?
Correct, and you learn about a different trait. For instance, you're in real estate, so you're the real estate, you're specialized in that system. But when you want to come into social media, you need to know other experts in social media. And so that's how these nonprofit boards, I tell every employee that I have, you have to pick one nonprofit board, whether you're passionate about it or you like giving back, find an issue and stick to it. and get involved. Don't just sit on a committee, become the chair of that committee the year after. You just get to learn. And you'll network and meet. Individuals will become your clients, your friends, and even some way down the line, you'll do business together on your own.
And you even had a position for a while up in Washington, correct, too?
Yeah, I was a congressional fellow with a program called the Washington Leadership Program, where I worked for Congressman Joe Wilson of South Carolina. And that was another funny case. When I applied for the fellowship, they placed me with the congressman in a state I'd never been to. And so I said, what kind of expertise can I offer to this congressman? And when the first day I had met with the congressman, he said, well, no, I don't know how young people think. Tell me how social media is. What is Twitter? What is hashtagging? And I thought it was really the funniest conversation. These are people changing the lives of our nation, changing the policy of our future, and we have something in common. And so when I talk about getting involved and giving back on social media, it's just time consuming, but it's very easy to learn. I mean, my grandfather's on Facebook, so I mean, anyone can be on Facebook, right. and I now with the cell phones, anyone can tweet. So that's what our expertise is, and we have a great program in Elevate Inc. what we just launched called GetUpAndGrow.com, and it's about just that. If you aren't sure where to start, how to brand yourself, how to use your logo, how to use an email campaign, GetUpAndGrow.com.
Okay, so is Get Up and Grow designed for the older entrepreneurs out there that kind of need to backtrack and learn some of these social media techniques? Is that kind of what that's geared for?
Correct, and we do it on a month-to-month basis. And we have we then want to take you as an individual and a client to position you how to brand yourself in the community. So we also have WePositionYou.com, where we physically position you to be a leader in your industry.
Very interesting. So, Aakash, wrapping up, tell me, what would you say is the biggest challenge that you faced in getting to where you are today?
It's definitely people look at young folks still to this day as, if you're an older CEO, why should I trust a young person's judgment? Why should I take advice from you? And that is adversity that I've faced throughout, because I've always been the youngest in my field, even when I was at the Westin Hotel or even when I was in Congress. As a 30-year-old young professional who owns a business, I love that challenge. I think challenge is what makes us better. And so I face it every day when I go to lunch with the CEO who has clearly had more experience than me in the business world. But as you know, in real estate, business is just changing every day. The mindset of experience, you don't need a degree anymore. People have it, but you don't need it. The different avenues, just social media is a business. Texting is a business. That's an actual business. And so I admire young professionals. I think anyone can start different ventures. Just get involved with the right people. But the most important thing is brag. Brag to your friends, brag to your family, and brag on the web. And you will get known, and you will become the expert in your field.
Yeah, and it's something I hold near and dear to my heart. The power of networking and exposure and getting your name out there. I do a lot of social networking. I do a lot of email blasts to the point to where a lot of real estate professionals, probably most of them in the Tampa Bay region, have seen my name somewhere or something because they're on one of my email blasts. And some people kind of get irritated by it, but listen, if you're not irritating people with your marketing and networking, you're probably not trying hard enough, and you're probably never going to set yourself apart. So you've got to set yourself apart, because it's a very competitive business in real estate and all kinds of other business out here in the Tampa Bay region, would you not say?
Yeah, and you do a great, you bring up a great point, and you do a great job of following up. Because how many people do we meet at networking events that just take your card and add them to a list? No, I want to know where we met, and how can we help each other. So I use the acrostic BLAH, blah. Be able to add value, leverage your network, and have a plan to follow up. So I recommend that everyone, when you grab a business card, don't just grab it and put it in a stack. Make sure you follow up with them, figure out how you can help each other, and then brag together. A
lot of great information. Real quick, Aakash, how can people in the community here get in touch with you off the air?
Our website is www.elevate-inc.com, and our office number is 813-364-4769, and you can find me on Twitter at PATELTIMES.
At Patel Times.
You got it.
And if you didn't get that information, you can always find him up on my website, TampaBayRadio.com. We'll have him up on the main page as the featured guest for the week, and you'll also find him in the past guest segment of the TampaBayRadio.com site. Aakash, great information. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jamie. I look forward to speaking to you.
Thank you very much. If you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Coming back from the break, we're going to get an update from Oscar Benavides. He's the CEO of Invision Design and Development and an architect here in the Tampa Bay region. He's got a great new program that he's rolling out to people here in the Tampa Bay community, so please stay tuned. And again, you're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Thinking about buying a home? Find out how the HUD Home Store can help you. Visit HUDHomestore.com. Look at HUD homes available for sale near you or nationwide. Why HUD Home Store? HUD will pay up to 3% of the buyer's closing cost. The price of the home is based on an FHA as-is appraisal, which is already completed, saving you an average of $400. And there is an owner-occupant priority bidding period during the first 30 days. Want to know more? Visit HUDHomestore.com.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit AccessReverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit AccessReverse.com. NMLS number 1179063. You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody. Thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And again, if you're finding me for the first time on the air, I invite you to please tune in every Mondays at noon as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. You can always find me off air at my website, tampabayradio.com. Again, tampabayradio.com. And also, if you're looking to sell a home here in the Tampa Bay region, I am a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. And you can text the word value to my cell phone for a free home valuation. Again, text the word value to 813-760-8516. Again, 813-760-8516. I want to go ahead and bring on my second guest, Oscar Benavides. He is the CEO of Invision Design and Development. And Oscar is an architecture and interior design and urban planning professional with over 13 years of experience and a portfolio of over 100 projects. Oscar is a specialist in quality control, project management, sustainability, waterfront developments, urban planning, green development, and design, as well as modular and prefabricated systems of construction. He is on the show today to talk a little bit more about this new remodeling package he's got. Oscar, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jamie. Glad to be here again. And Aakash, good to hear from you and the wonders you're doing with the community as an individual and with Elevate.
Thanks so much, Oscar. It's great to hear your voice.
So, Oscar, tell me a little bit about, you got this new architectural package that you're rolling out to the community. Let's hear about this.
Jamie, we've been studying the local market, and we're seeing a lot of these houses from the 50s, mid-century, and we started meeting with different investors and some realtors. And we see the opportunity of remodeling these houses, especially in the sector of the South Tampa and West Tampa area.
Okay.
So we have looked into trying to make it easier for clients and give them a package where we upgrade their house to a more contemporary design from the exterior to the interior, and very feasible to do for the current market. So we're seeing a lot of younger people in the community moving into these houses. It seems like their houses on the inside, they all look contemporary. They're buying new furniture, new things, and but the outside is still a house from the 50s.
Now, are you talking about changing the exterior design of the home and changing the complete look of the home? I mean, what are we talking about here exactly?
Well, we're looking at a different. What we're promoting is different packages, as well as for exterior and interior. Exterior will upgrade it to look more, give them a vision of a new home of this century, not half a century ago.
So are you able to do this with all types of construction from block and to... Are you able to do this with all types of homes from block and wood frame homes?
That's correct. That's correct. We have different packages that include roof, a new roofing, a new facade, new car garage doors, like we're using this glass car garage doors, they're hurricane-proof. Multiple items that you can add to your house that come in these packages that will allow you to upgrade it and make a really, really beautiful place to live.
So how does this work? Does somebody reach out to you and you come in with basically a consultation, and they kind of tell you what they're looking to do, and then you can kind of put together a package for them?
Yeah, actually, we have like a shopping cart. They can look at it and they'll decide what they want, and it's already priced out, and it includes already the cost of construction with 3 different contractors that are involved in this program.
Now, are you working with just the same contractors, or, can people choose their own contractors in this process?
They could choose their own contractor. We have no problems with that. Then again, they'll have to get a bid from them based on their plans and schedules.
Now, does this package come, you do homes of all sizes and all designs then, correct?
That's correct.
And what is the best type of home to do this on? Is this like the bungalow style homes, or the homes built in the 50s, or what?
Well, like I said, these houses from the 50s are very easy to upgrade, especially because the layout and the exterior conditions of the house. They're sort of low height, so bring up the facade when we do the work. And they are fairly economical right now to buy and to put a little extra money to make them look nice.
Okay.
Oscar, this is Stella. I'm trying to envision the final product and how you can go from, a house from the 50s, 60s, a bungalow, and make it modern. Do you display pictures on your website to give...
Any renderings is what you're looking for.
Right. Do you have that, Oscar?
Yes. Right now we're uploading new renderings. We did a few houses, prototypes, and in a couple of days we'll have a few more uploaded on the website.
And what's your website address?
You can link it in from the show. We're renovating our main website, so right now we're using the Facebook website for promoting this.
Mm-hmm. Then we'll get you up on the website. So people that are listening to the show, we'll definitely get you up on the site to kind of see some of these renderings and everything. So, is this something that you've just wrote out? Now you've done about 100 projects or so here in the Tampa Bay region. You're a waterfront specialist and everything. What motivated you to kind of start this new venture?
Well, like I said, I see the potential and the need to give a new face to these areas in Tampa. We have an amazing project happening downtown. We've got all these new hotels in the Bay. That means that a lot of people are going to start coming over, and we have these areas that they still dated, and this is a great opportunity to upgrade them to match what's happening downtown.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us and the listenership a little bit more about some of your other successes, some of your other projects that you've worked on in the past.
Well, right now, as I'm working in DLW Architect, we're doing a lot of hotels, beautiful projects coming on, like Aakash was mentioning. There's a lot of hotels happening, and that means that a lot of people are going to start coming into town. I've been very successful doing custom homes, and I've done a few projects internationally, and we basically tailor to whatever the client wants, but Tampa is still the best place to be in right now for this business.
Yeah, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart here is promoting the development here in the Tampa Bay region, and I like what you've got here and everything, and it's something you definitely will get you up on the Tampa Bay Radio website, some of your renderings and your promotions as well. Real quick, how can people that are interested in learning how they can possibly update their home get in touch with you off the air?
Well, they can contact me at Oscar. Well, actually, we're getting the new website, and that comes with a new email. But you can contact me at Invision Design and Development at gmail.com.
Envision, that's with an I as well. Envision Design. What is that again? Envision Design and Development at Gmail?
Yes.
Okay, and what's the phone number for you off the air?
813-334-9946.
One more time there, a little bit slower if you would.
813-334-9946.
All right. Sounds good. Oscar, thank you very much for coming on the show here. A lot of good information and something I'm very interested in seeing what you're going to be doing here around the Tampa Bay region. Hope you have yourself a good week.
Thank you so much, and thank you again.
Thank you very much. And if you didn't get that information, you can find that up there on the Tampa Bay radio site here. We'll have him up on the website here within the next day or two, as well as a bit more about what he's doing, some of the renderings and everything. So if you're just tuning in, you've been listening here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WINS WHNZ, and had a great show today. We were talking with Aakash Patel of Elevate Inc. Here in the Tampa Bay region about how to grow and promote your business through the power of social networking and marketing. Also talking with Stella Giudicelli, as always. Stella, what do you got going on this week for the audience here? We got another minute left or so. What do you got for us?
So I have a new listing coming up on Bayshore Court. It's at the intersection of Bartlett Street and Bayshore. It's going to be listed at $600,000. So it's a very good
What's the address? Where's
price.
this one?
3001 Chapin Avenue.
Chapin Drive or Chapin Avenue?
Yeah, and it's the north part of Chapin, which means that it is in High Plant School District. So that's definitely a plus as well. It has been renovated by the school of Frank Lloyd Wright.
Frank Lloyd Wright Architecture, yes.
Yeah, so very in line with the environment and nature. And so it is a beautiful property with windows all around, and it's going to be listed this Thursday on the MLS.
Very nice. And getting the information up front here on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Thank you very much. And definitely homes in the Plant High School District are very sought after. That school is very well known, obviously, and people will call and buy homes just strictly based on that one criteria alone. So very interesting. And again, if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. And you can also find all of my pre-listings at the Tampa Bay radio site. Just go to the pre-list properties on the main page, and you can see all of my listings prior to hitting the market. And you can also search current properties on the market as well. Again, tampabayradio.com. If you've just been tuning in, again, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. And again, you'll find me here every Mondays at noon, so I invite you to please tune in as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you all back here next Monday at noon on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the preceding program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, Clear